Hi, welcome to the channel FC24. Alright, going to show you this exchange successfully for Roberto Carlos. So it is definitely very expensive to do. Currently it's standing at 159 million. I think I spent a total of about 29 million because end of this whole exchange I've left with 130 million. So definitely you got to select those players that is really specific for the exchange itself. So you really have to check it out in terms of the exchange. What is the required players, set them aside so that you don't accidentally use it for another exchange. Total there are 8 exchanges. For the 86, you can see here when they're buying, it's definitely cheaper to buy in the market. So sometimes you have to compare what's better to do. Like those players can buy from the market, go ahead and do it. If you can't, you can actually go back to P.LOH and take a look at what are the available players that you have not claimed, and probably that will be a better player that suits into the respective exchange itself. So some of there's a limit to it, like this is one out of the rest, so you got to select carefully. Some whereby they allow multiple collection of the cards like this. You could get both 89 and 90, then just claim for both because you need tons of these cards here. That by all means you can buy from the market if you are really very rich in terms of your coins, but otherwise you can actually get the players for free based on what you have done so far in P.LOH. So again, you're going to measure whether indeed it's worth it or not. So looking at the 86, probably not going to spend a P.LOH on those, but rather on the 89s and whatnot. So very quickly, let's claim the last few players. I think 88, 89 are the ones I'm targeting. I'm going to claim all these players because I know I'll need tons of them, and probably some 87s as well. So that's about all for the claiming from the P.LOH. Let's quickly go back to the exchange. Like I said, there are a couple of them, but you're going to focus on one that's toughest because they have the requirements that is very specific, like 86 particular positions and whatnot. So you're really going to check it out. And of course, Brazilian players is another one you should not be using in any of the exchanges, but except for that one that they ask for the Brazilian players. So now very quickly, let me see whether I could complete this pack 6 exchange. Then we can move on for the rest of the exchanges. So it seems like we are able to do so. So pack 6 is done, so at least one of the hardest one is completed. Pack 1 of course is the easiest of the all, so just go ahead. Pack 1, pack 2 shouldn't be a concern to you at all, easily done. You should have access of those cards. Pack 3 likewise, it is about Serie A. So you're going to check whether do you have Serie A players. If not, I think you can set as 83 to 84, and then you set the Serie A as the requirement, and then with that you can buy some from a market. I don't think it's really expensive, but you can do a check in terms of prices. Sometimes you'll be surprised that 86 may be even cheaper. So you set a range if it's 83 requirement, so 83 to 86, so at least you can do a price comparison before you go ahead. And of course you can do a check again whether any of these are Serie A, and if so, you could actually save some cost because it's not easy to get a player sometimes. Even though you want it to buy, it may not be available. So it may be sometimes easier to claim from the P.LOH reward path itself. So I'm hunting around to see whether there's any Serie A that's suitable. If there's none, then I got to hit back to the market to basically buy the Serie A from the market itself. Right, so got one here. So definitely going to check out the players that's available. I mean, sometimes you may have already claimed that, so you can't. Alright, so let's go back here and do a check. We got 5 Serie A requirements. We only have 3. So very quickly, let's see whether could we get 2 more Serie A from the market itself. I believe we could at about 300,000. I thought that's quite a fair price to pay for the exchange itself, so there shouldn't be a bit of concern in that context. It's not in the millions, it's just 300,000. I think I'll go ahead to buy from the market, and then of course there are multiples of the 82s that are reserved for the exchange itself. Not too sure whether there are more exchanges after Roberto Carlos, and whether this Roberto Carlos and together with the 2 other players have claimed so far, they will be useful in another future finale exchange. I'm hoping there are. I'm not really using them and so-called upgrading them or training them because I'm hoping they could be used for an ultimate exchange that may be coming. I'm hoping that will happen, but I'm not too sure. But at this juncture, they are great players for sure. It's just that we need lots of the universal card that we can collect from the future events and do rank up because we can do a training transfers. So these are the few players that I'm getting because I really like the players, Roberto Carlos, Elite, and whatnot. So Cannavaro as well, because Cannavaro comes from the 40 wins. So I've chosen Cannavaro for the 40 wins. We should reclaim that, but there's a slightly lower OVR of 93. Delete likewise. I think this Roberto Carlos is 94. So as we progress further, I think the OVR of the players is getting higher and higher. So you may be planning whether you want to go ahead to claim them now, or you can save up for future. But I must say that TOTY players are one of the best so far. All right, so I think that's the reason why I've been spending so much in claiming these players. Although they can't be sold in the market, you're going to be warned on the debt, so you can't move them to the market. They are not sellable. All right, so there's something to think about. Spending so much on a player, they can't be sold. But end of the day, what you are trying to achieve, I'm trying to save up players. Eventually, we're going to use them in the lineup. Definitely fantastic players. I think especially do H2H. So back to this exchange. Let's see. Pack 7 a bit tough. Pack 8 requirements are a bit high. I'll check the last ones. All right. So left with 3 exchange to do. This is pack 5. Oh, I think I'm done with it. So with that, left with 2 more packs. Gonna buy 89 and probably gonna buy 87. 7 numbers of 87s. How about this? 91 we are done. That as well. I think 88. All right, so 87 we need good numbers of those. Let's see whether we can minimize the cost. If not, I think we hit back to market to hunt for the 87th, and hopefully they are not too expensive. I think it's a bit near to 900,000 each. So let's hunt further up in terms of the OVR. Sometimes you may be surprised to find 88 or 89 cheaper than the 87, because I don't know why, but this happens. 89 doesn't seem to be cheaper. Let's go back and hunt through the TOTY reward path again. Like I always emphasize, if you can get free players from here, why not? Because the market is hot right now. Getting a market straight may be quite expensive. Why not get some free players from a reward path if you have any? So far I don't have any done that have not been claimed yet, so I'll be hitting the market again. You can see here 88 prices on unattractive. So let's stick back to 87. Gonna hunt for the cheapest 87 that's possible. So 916, all these are 922. Yeah, I think that is 83. Oh no, it's gone. So it's really fast. So 840, I think that's a good price to enter. Let's try. Okay, 842, we have 2. 843, all right. Let's see. 846. All right, so I think these are the few players we can buy, and we should be able to achieve it really fast. And we can go back to the exchange to fit them in, and then I think we are good. So 4 more waiting for the orders to be completed, and we can complete the exchange. For this, we have this numbers 92 be a challenge as well. It wouldn't be cheap. 92 for sure, definitely good to buy from market 92, but hopefully we can buy at a really reasonable price. Among the rest of the players, hoping to get the cheapest possible. All right, so 4 more of the 87 and 2 numbers of 92. All right, so we have tons of 87s and definitely more than enough. Oh, I think I bought excess instead. Oh, I double click on that. So this is something to be careful with. Do not do the same mistake. And with that, we are done. All right, so good numbers of 92, 2 numbers there. We have sufficient 90s, so there should be a concern here. That's all. I don't think I have any extra players to put in, so this is something to worry about. Oh, really painful. The amount of coins are going down. Let's see how much it costs. This is really expensive to do, so I'm not doing this 92 exchange to get the player. Probably I get it straight from the market. Let me hit to the 88 first. 88, just check a few numbers, I think this should be a good price. Yeah, I think roughly there or about the same, 108. So it's about 1 million. So we got the players done. I think next we got 192. Cheapest 92. Let's see. We should hunt by attacked, and then later on defense, and of course midfielder. So let's see whether could we get a good player here. All right, so we check team midfielder, as well as the defense. 579. I think this is the cheapest player already, 579. So it's cost that, wow, about near to 11-ish million. So 579. I think do we get it? Oh no, now it's jumped to 639. So let's try to fit it at 5.8. All right, so we got this, or we're gonna set the price of 5.8 for both, and hopefully we get it done. So 5.8. We're gonna take a break to wait for the players to come in. Then we can go ahead and get the player done and complete the final exchange itself. So after a while waiting, finally we got the 2 players. Now it's down to 130. As I mentioned earlier, it's very expensive to get Roberto Carlos, but nonetheless had this completed, and we are done with the last exchange. With the last few, I think we can release even the 90 players just in case for future use. That's it. We are done with all the exchanges and hitting the final moment. Really happy with this. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe. Goodbye.